you look at companies around you, anything surprise you? Do you see anything like that's very positive that companies are doing? Or is anybody not living up to an expectation that you're surprised that they're not doing some of the things that you would expect out of them? Who's really embracing this?
It's a super interesting question. Without maybe calling out any individual company names, maybe a couple sectors that are
that's a good
surprising. Like I would say consumer durables, and I would say kind of B2B heavy industry. There's a lot of companies that don't get credit for how innovative they are. And I've operated in many of those environments over my career. I would say the marriage of digital experience and physical experience, let's take the appliance industry, for example. That is a highly complex value stream. And companies that do that well don't get credit for being as digitally innovative as they actually are. Amount of insights, like embedding like AI and ML capabilities within like a product on let's say a tractor or aircraft engine. I mean, the amount of insights that you can drive from the data that just is flying off of these machines all day, every day. It's awesome. And I find that hyper intriguing. I would say another sector that is really doing awesome stuff broadly, and there's probably some obvious examples, maybe I'd even give you a couple, but the retail and kind of quick serve restaurant industries, like where you're marrying up like digital experience and then sort of the in-store experience in really compelling ways for the consumer, hyper focus on operations and efficiency and repeatability within the store, and linking that in the digital experience for the customer. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. Starbucks is an obvious example, but you think about pizza delivery, you think about sandwich shops. I mean, there's a lot of neat things that these companies,
they're turning into vending machines.
Totally. They're like almost like digitally native companies essentially anymore. You can almost argue. So that's a couple sectors that, without orienting on the negative, that I think are actually more positive than most people give credit essentially.
Yep. And I also feel, would you agree? It's like, I feel like the COVID world kind of gave that a kick, like in a good way. Like it really forced some companies' hands.
I totally agree with that. I mean, that gets a lot of play, but I think it's hyper true. Those business models just became self-evident almost.
Right.
During the last few years.
Definitely. Cool. Super interesting, super insightful things to think about.